Okay, so we are recording, and this is our Surge to Summit call. My name is Farron Duran, and Melanie asked me if I could speak on this call, which is pretty exciting, kind of one of those like surreal moments when the top coach says, hey, can you like talk on this call? And it really makes you like reflect, like, oh, well, what have I been doing? You know, so I've been doing like, since she asked me, I've been doing like a lot of reflecting, like, am I at my goals? Like, am I even where I want to be? And like, how can I speak to these people? So let me tell you my story. So again, my name is Farron, and I am a one-star diamond coach. I have been a coach for about a year and a half. And I really, like Melanie said yesterday, is that I joined this opportunity. I have two kids, and I had done P90X and like a long time ago, so I knew the products worked. And then I did, and then I started doing 21 Day Fix, but I had a second baby and the weight wasn't falling off. And so I was just like looking for something, and I wasn't in a challenge group. I actually knew the products worked, and I like fell in love with them. But I was, like, I'm watching Melanie, like somehow Melanie, I guess, sponsored something, and I started following her. And I remember seeing her, she posted about this Destin trip. And like she mentioned that, like I've been following, we'll mute that person. So I was been following her, and all of a sudden she posted about going to Destin, and the trip was like, be that girl, or I am that girl. And I remember thinking, like, I want to be that girl, like I want to be that. And they were all there, and they're at the beach, and they're having fun, and I was like, I want to be there. Like, why can't I do this? And I really, you know how we say this all the time, and you see this on people's posts where they say, you know, like you change your attitude instead of saying like, oh, must be nice for them, but not me, to start saying, why not me? And like, it was that moment that I said, why not me? Like, why can't I do this? So I saw this like golden opportunity because I had weight to lose. I still had a baby. And I was like, you know what, if I can prove to people that this works, like, you know, maybe I can be a great coach and help other people and just like kill a bunch of birds with one stone. So that's kind of how I jumped into this. And I didn't really know. It was one of those things where you just kind of like jump off a cliff and like find your wings on the way down, because I just knew I wanted to be one of those girls. And they always look like they were having so much fun, and they were always like dressed up, and they're talking about fitness and helping people and making money. And like, that was just it for me. So I joined in, and you know, I remember, it's crazy because now that I'm doing this, I remember sitting, I went to the first Super Saturday, and like I would only been a coach for like a month and a half, and Melanie said, like, you know, get to that Super Saturday. So it was like a 3.5-hour drive. I packed up like the one coach that I had, which just was a friend who only wanted the discount at first, and I packed her up, and we went there, and we sat all the way in the back, and we didn't talk to anybody. And, you know, just, I get really nervous in crowds, and I just, like, even though sometimes I seem outgoing, like, I get really nervous, and you know, and I think everybody's better than me. Like, I just go into something, and I'm like, well, they're this coach, they're better than me, they're better. So I went there, and we sat all the way in the back, and we're listening to all these success stories and how they got there. And all I could think about in my head was, I want to tell a story. Like, I have a story to tell, and I want to tell it. You know, like, I want to be someone's inspiration. Like, these people are inspiring me. And, you know, we left there, and I didn't talk to still didn't talk to anybody. And I like come home, and I kind of kept to myself, and I had to say, like, okay, Farron, like, if you want to do this, you have to do exactly what, Melanie's saying that you have to do. So first, that was my like moment. So I want to talk to you about like events. So events are, I'm saying like, get there to events. If you can't get there, because I have this awesome girl on my team who she lives like 8 hours away from like the closest Super Saturday. And, but this girl will like, she watches the Super Saturday videos. She will, you know, like she pretends like it's almost like she's there because she knows about everything. You know, and I say like, if you can't get there, make them. Make an event, like do something where you surround yourself with other people and scream about it. I personally, we've started to do more like local get-togethers, and like for our challengers or just anybody who wants to come in, and we do a workout. And we, like one time we had one person, like it was just me and my friend that showed up, and 20 people said they were going to come. But on Facebook, we made it look like we had the best time. I did have a great time. So, I said, I got to work out in on a Saturday morning. Where's everybody else? This is awesome. And you just kind of like fake it till you make it. But if you have passion with it, then you never have to really fake it. So, so I'm telling you, like, events are huge. So if you don't already have this written down, you go and write down September 23rd, because that is the next event besides Summit for the next Super Saturday. Now, for me, when I first signed up as a coach after my first event, like, I have had events written down in my calendar for like everyone for the whole year. And so because this is your business, you need to treat this like a business. So like, these aren't just like events where like, yeah, you go and you have fun, but you need to treat it like a business meeting. And I'm talking like no excuses. Like I hear people say like, oh, I can't come to that because I'm going to the amusement park. I'm going here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is your business. Well, you're not going to show, like, you guys want to run like make a ton of money and pay for vacations, but you're not showing up for your own business meetings. Like, and this is huge because you have the opportunity to show a live workout. You have the opportunity to show people, like other coaches. You can come back to your team with success stories. There is so much in this Super Saturday event that you can get out of it, that if you don't go to this, you are shooting yourself in the foot. And like I have it in my phone, and I was supposed to do, I told people I was going to do a 5K on the same day as this. And I was like, no, I can't, because I have Super Saturday. Like, that's my business meeting. I have to go. And I actually really enjoy them. I get really excited for them. You leave there pumped. And so like each time now that I go, my goal is to bring more and more people to those, and, and just show them. And really, that's kind of how I see where my coaches are. Like the coaches that make it to those events, they're in it to win it. Like they're there, they want it. So I was thinking like about this, because the next event too is Summit. And so I, like, every team call that I ever have, I talk about Summit, because Summit was like, I was just a diamond there, but I was in it to win it then. But then I left there even more in it to win it, if that's even possible. Like, Summit was amazing. And I do hear people say like, yeah, I know, like, money, like getting there is, it is an investment. Like, you're going to have to get there. And you're going to have to find a hotel, but I guarantee you that somebody on the dream team wants someone to stay with. And you might have to pay your ticket. Maybe you didn't get your free ticket. Like, that's okay. Like, you should be finding a way to get there. And if you're not there, then you should be talking about it. You should be figuring out ways to, like, get information from your coaches. Because here's the big thing. Between Summit and these Super Saturdays, are there an investment, and you're investing in your business. Now, right now, if you're on this call in the search of Summits because you want to be Diamond, or you want to be this coach or that coach, or you have these big goals. But if you're not investing in your business, why would anybody invest in you? Like, you're asking coaches, like, you're asking these random people and these challengers, yeah, join my team. Like, this is awesome. I promise it's going to be worth it. But then you're not willing to put out like $25 to go to a Super Saturday, or you're not willing to put out a little bit of money to go to Summit. Like, it is a lot of money, Summit, but you will leave Summit and gosh, let me tell you like a quick success stories. My diamond, so that made me a 1-star. She went to Summit. She was an Emerald in May. She got to Summit. She dropped rank, like, when we got to Summit, and she was just a coach. And she, like, you would think that would be like, oh my gosh, the first day we get there, because it started on a Thursday, she finds out that she was just a coach. And she was like let down, like, oh my gosh, this sucks. So, but Summit was so inspiring and such a life-changing event that in 28 days she became Diamond. Like, it was just, she just went balls to the wall. She went crazy with it. And she, like, became Diamond just like that, because she showed this, like, passion, and that we actually are a company that helps people. And so that was, like, how she did that. So if you are, like, teetering on, like, maybe if you want to go to Summit or whatever, if you're not there, like, I would say just go. And if you're in it to win it, like, it will come back to you. So, I'm talking about investing in your business. I said, because, like, why would people invest in you if you can't even invest in you? And that could be, so, like, how can you invest? You can do presents for, like, your coaches. Like, I give presents to people when they turn Emerald and they turn Diamond. I do prizes in my challenge groups. Like I throw like out money that way. You can send a note that will cost you a stamp. And it's $1 at Target for like 8 of them. So you can send a note. Your trips make it look like investments. Like, if you go on anything for Beachbody, if you go on trainings, I mean, nothing screams more like I'm in it to win it to other people than like, yeah, I'm taking this awesome training, talking about your business. Because why would people want to join you if they don't see that you're doing something for yourself? Then you make it look like a pyramid scheme, and like, let's not do that. So, okay, so how I started with this is I did Coach University, and so for you guys, I would say like if you've never done Coach University fully, you have just like either go back and do it 100%, because I did it 110%. Everything Melanie said to do is what I did. So when people are like, oh, how'd you get to like Diamond fast, or how did you get these coaches? It was because I did literally everything she said. So she said, invite, I think it was like 3 to 5, then it was 3 to 5 a day, or maybe it was 5 a day. And damn if I didn't invite that many a day. And it was those dumb cold invites, those ones, like it was because that's what she said to do. And it worked. So I did it. People didn't write back, but I still put myself out there. And she said post 3 to 5 times a day. So ever since I've been a coach, I have not missed one day where I haven't posted 3 times a day, at least 3 times a day, because you want people to keep seeing you. And I know that sounds like, you probably hear that all the time, but you have to. If you want to be a coach and you want to be successful, you have to post. You have to put yourself out there. People have to see your face. And I was on a call, and Bonnie Engel said this about how, if you were on a subway and every time before you got on, you stopped at this magazine rack and there's People magazine, and you bought it every single day. You went there and you bought it. But then one day you get there and it's not there. Then what are you going to buy? You're not going to run around looking for that People magazine. You're going to buy the magazine closest next to it. So if you aren't showing up every day and you miss that time that someone needs you, or they see, they don't see you for a while and they think you fell off, they're just going to go to the next person that's offering them It Works wraps. Like, don't let that happen to you. Like, you should be posting every single day, 3 times a day. If you want your business to grow, that's what you should be doing. And here's like my tip for me is randomly, I will, like maybe once or twice a week, I will go back and look at my post, like my most recent post. Like what I do is I just take a couple scrolls, and I want to see variety. Like, I don't want it to be all workout. I don't want it to be all recipes. I don't want it to be all funny stuff. Like, I want it to be, I want to be adding value. When you take your hand on your phone and you scroll, like, you can give yourself like 3 to 4 scrolls, and you should see something of value that you're giving to somebody, because people in their brain, they will only take those 3 to 5 scrolls, and they're done with you. And if they don't see anything that they think is, awesome, or that they want to follow, like, on to the next one. So, and that's also like the biggest tip is to like be a coach that you would want to follow. If you look at your own stuff right now and you're not even interested in it, then no one else is going to be interested in it. So, like, take a look at your stuff and make sure. So I did the Coach University, and then I always stayed plugged into a group. So just like you guys are all in this group, like, that's awesome. To be totally honest, I don't always participate. It's sometimes in the groups, like, I'm busy, I'm working on my business, and sometimes the group might take a little bit of a back burner, but as long as you're still doing things to grow your business, and that you're plugged in, like, because I always have a place when I'm in these groups, I always have a place to go to talk to someone, or to ask a question, or just to see other coaches' insights, like ideas. So stay plugged into a group. Okay, so, and then I'm saying, are you a coach that you would want to follow? If not, change it. You can change the type of coach you are at any time. So if you look at yourself and you're like, man, I'm boring, like, stop being boring and change yourself. And then I also, how I started is I invited, and I still do this, I'm a little bit touchier on how I do it now, but definitely when I was trying to get to Diamond, I invited everybody to the coaching opportunity. I just worded it differently for each person. And, like, if it's someone, I always offer the discount. Like, do not ever, like prejudge somebody and don't not offer the discount. Every single person who is ordering Shakeology from you, like if they've already had it for a month, they should already have heard from you about the coaching discount. Because if not, like if they find out about this later and you didn't tell them, you look like you're just trying to take their money. Like, don't do that. Like, offer them the discount. And you never know. I have had like 3 to 4 coaches that said, I'm just going to do it for the discount. And then completely decided like 6 months later that they wanted to work the business because I put them in my coach group. They saw what this was all about. They started getting results. So do not like take that opportunity away from them. Like, you would be like not telling them, you're just doing everyone a disservice. So, you know, on the other side of it, if I have a coach that or a challenger who's really doing awesome, then I will, of course, send them a message like, oh my gosh, I'm dying to ask you, have you ever thought about being a coach? You would be awesome. I leave it simple. I just tell them that. And let me tell you, like 99% of the time, they're like, oh no, I haven't thought of it. And they don't really want to talk about it because they're not at their goal yet. And I get that. I'm not going to push them, but I will invite them to my next sneak peek, like into coaching opportunity. So I will do that. I'll write their name down and we'll talk later, but I'm putting that in. So when they start seeing my posts that say coach life or why I love being a coach, then they're like, oh, that's what she's talking about. Because like people don't know, you don't go and invite somebody, and when you're sending out your invites, you don't say like, hey, can I be your Beachbody coach? They might not even know you're a coach. Like they don't even know what the heck you're even talking about. And you know, like, and what are we? Like, I mean, I know like we're coach, that's great, but like to everyone else, like coach sounds silly, you know, like we're not coaching soccer or lacrosse. Like we're Beachbody coaches, but people don't get that unless they're in our world. So a big thing too is when you are posting about coaching, and this is something I need to be better at myself, but stop thinking about why you love coaching right now. Like when you're making your coaching post, who cares about why you love it right now? Like don't make that for every post because people don't relate to that. You know, people don't relate to, like, we love going to Summit where 30,000 people love working out. The average person doesn't love that. They're like, what? I don't want to do that. Like, you know, or saying like, I get to go to this training. Like, I don't want to go to a training. Talk about think of that moment that you signed up to be a coach. Like, who did you see? What was it? Maybe it wasn't even the person that you signed up with initially, but what post made you think like, I want to be a coach? You know, and for me, it was the Destin. Like, you know, I mean, so people could have posted. I saw a ton of coaches post about money. And for me personally, that didn't do it for me. Like I didn't really like need the money right then. Like I felt fine. And I didn't really want to work for like the money as much. And I didn't think of it. But when I saw the trips and like the sisterhood, like for me, like personally, that is what made me. So like I need to post more about that. Like now I love coaching because, you know, I get to stay home with my daughter more. Like there's a ton of reasons why I love it now, but that initial reason is what is going to bring people to you. And these people, they might not, they might not also like the same thing. Like people might see me talk about my daughter and staying home. They might not have kids. They might not be that same, like that might not be their reason for coaching, but that they respect that reason. They like understand it and they think it's awesome and they want to join you. So not every coach needs to be exactly like you when you bring them on, but they understand like, wow, that's awesome. So yeah, write that down. So when you're doing your post, I'm saying like, be relatable. Get raw and get real. And like the times when I talk about, things that are like people don't really like I went and I talked about like I lost some friends in this fitness journey. And when I like opened up to it and, and I told and I just went on live and said to Facebook and said like, shut your mouth, like to all those people, like if you have something to say, just shut your mouth. And like people like loved it. And I got raw and I got real and it was like passion in me. And they were like, wanted to know, like, oh my gosh, what's she talking about? And it was something that I got to like get out. So, and I also say like, be funny. And maybe you're not like a funny, people don't like always say you're like a class clown or anything. Maybe you're not like super funny, but find humor in things, and find a way to be funny. Like, because losing weight is sensitive. Like people that are on this journey and that are following you, like it is very hard to say like, I want to lose weight, like to message someone who's already skinny to say like, I want to lose weight. I want to get to where you are. That's hard. So be the comic relief of it. Like in your post, like find something funny in life, like make it comical. Don't be always serious. Like nobody wants to like go through this journey with someone that's so freaking serious about it, because they're at where they are because they weren't serious about something. So don't be like super serious back. Okay, so, and I say give love, like show your tips and tricks. And that's again back to like adding value. And I say, like, I heard this before, and they're like, you want love on your page, give love. So like people's stuff, comment on their stuff, say good job. Like, who cares who the heck they are? If you feel it, do it. Because let's say they're a coach or it's someone random and you start giving love to them. Like, you don't really know them and you're like, oh my gosh, you look cute. Now they're following you. Now they're looking at you and saying like, oh, like what's she up to? And they're liking your stuff. And every time they like your stuff, all of their friends see that they liked your stuff. So if you want love on your page, you have to give love. Okay, and so your fitness page. So this is all things that I have done. So I did, again, like go back, I did the inviting. Like I did exactly what Melanie said. Now my invites are a little bit different. Now that I've gotten more comfortable with who I am, I will start out conversations. And I literally just go on Facebook and I will see, I don't know, somebody on there and they have a picture with a dress on, and I just say, hey girl, cute dress. And then I'll like it, and then I'll send them a message like, where did you get it from? Cool, they got it from there. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome, I need to go there. Like, be genuine about it. Like, really, if you don't like their dress, just act like you really like the dress. But like, be genuine with that. Like, where did you go? Like, that's awesome, I'm getting ready to go somewhere, and talk. Then what I do personally is I let that conversation sit. Like, I'll let it sit for like a day, and I message them, and then I kind of like, okay, cool, well, I'm not going to be a creeper anymore, and I'm going to wait for like a day. I might go back and like some of their stuff. I'll wait like a day or 2 days, and then I go back and like, hey, this is totally random, but I'm putting together my next fitness group, and I was thinking of you because we were just talking about your dress and blah, blah, blah. Like, find a way to get in there in that conversation. Like, for me personally, because I'm a mom, I find the way to get in there with kids. So if they have kids, my thing is always like, I was thinking of you because you're a fellow mama, and like my group is made up of a lot of moms. Find a way, like if you have something, one little thing in common, then that's your reason. I was thinking of you because, I think you would love it because, and something that you had talked about before. So that's what I do there. I also made a fitness page, and when I first started, and I'll tell you that I only posted on my fitness page for like 8 months, and that was the worst thing for my business. And because it was growing, like I would make sure my page kept growing, but I wasn't getting like a whole lot of action, and it wasn't until I decided to post on both my personal and my fitness page, like on my like page, when I started doing that my like everything just went right up. So like a lot of times I will post the same exact thing on both, or I will I'll post the same exact thing on both, or I will just, sometimes I don't post like the funny stuff, I'll put that just on one. Like, I don't want to overdo it, but stuff that's important that I want people to see, I'll post on both. So if you have a like page, my tip for you is to always be in the green. And if you go onto your like page, you can see like how many, it will say like this many new likes like this week, and you want it to be in the green. And that's like always that I don't even know mine always is like in the green. I don't know. Like, you want it to, I think as long as you're getting some, then it will be in the green, but you always want new followers on there. You never want to go in there and you don't have anyone new liking your page because you're not reaching people. So what you can do with that is, and like, how do you find new people, right? Because we hear this all the time, like, well, how do I find new people? You just friend people. And I will usually friend people that have 50 or more like mutual friends. And I have only ever gotten one person that has said, I think someone posted in this summit group too, but people that say like, oh, do I know you? And you're like, awkward. And I'm like stalking their page real quick and be like, oh my gosh, I totally thought, that, we had a lot of mutual friends. And I thought like, oh my gosh, why am I not already friends with this person? And I saw that you have a kid, like, that's so awesome. And then I just let it sit. Like, who cares? If they care, like, what are you worried about? Like, if they really care and, whatever, if they're like, oh, you're just in it to sell me Shakeology, like, oh, well, you got me. I just want to get you super healthy. Oh, well, like, who cares? Like, move on from it. It's fine. And like, personally, me, I didn't accept people that I didn't really know. So, I mean, maybe they don't, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But you'll keep coming up in their feeds. So just, see what happens. So always be in the green, like join groups. If you are saying that you can't get anyone new to like your page, go join a group. Like go, I don't know, like whatever, wherever you live. Like I live in Baltimore, so Baltimore mom, boom, find it. There's like thousands of people in that group. Join a group, post something like, hey moms, I don't know, like, hey moms, I need advice for this. Cool. People start giving you advice. Friend. Like just like that. And then, I wait a couple days before I invite them to like my fitness page, because then I don't want to look like a real big stalker. Like I just say, I don't start talking to them right away. I just let them sit. Just let them sit, let them see what I'm all about. Usually I'll start to see that some people will start liking my stuff. I will say that if I have been friending a lot of people, I try to do it once a month. I'll post my own transformation. And I'll just say like, oh, I have new followers and, I want to go back to my roots or whatever. This is how I got here, because people don't, once they start seeing that, they're like, oh my gosh, like she's legit. So, post your transformation, keep putting yourself out there and going back to your story. But this is what I put down here. Like if you are friending people and you are like inviting them to like your page, you better have something good to look at on your page. Like I think of that, like I will look back again, like do those scrolls and be like, oh crap. Like you want them to, when they, like you're friending people and they see you and they start looking at your page, that they're seeing that there's value added and that you're seeing results, that you're inspiring. And I think one of the like worst things you can do is just like post a picture of like your workout. Tell a story about it. And I know that takes time, but do it at night. Like I will literally Google motivational quotes. Like that is how simple it is. Motivational quotes, and put that on your picture, put that above your picture, talk a little bit about it, why you're doing it. And if you don't think that is I know like it takes time, and I see some people and they just have a picture like, oh, I work out in today. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you got your workout in today. Why did you get your workout in today? Why? Like what brought you here? Go look at the top coaches Facebook page right now, and you will see that every single workout picture she has ever posted has a story, and it has something inspiring to go along with it. So there's a reason why she got to top, and that's one of the reasons. Like she has something to offer to people. And if you don't have a transformation or something big, but you know what, the thing is, you do have a transformation, whether it's mental, it's physical, you have something to share with somebody. Okay, I'm seeing my chat. So Sophia, you get that often. So Sophia, like if you get that often. So like I personally friend people where we have 50 or more mutual friends, and, I don't know why. It's just like, I feel like, oh, well then maybe if they look, then, but I don't know, like try not to friend like too many like randoms, and Facebook will put you in jail anyway if you do that. So, but just kind of, but it's okay. Like Sophia, seriously, like you're doing something, like you want to help, like just go with it, and if you need to like go listen to like some personal development, some awesome song before you write back to them, then do it and be like, well, I own this, I'm awesome. Like, hey, I thought you were cool. Like whatever. If someone said that to me, if I said, hey, I know you, and they're like, hey, no, I just thought you looked really cool and we have mutual friends, I'd be like, oh, thanks. Thank you. Like I would take it as a compliment. I wouldn't be like, you're weird. And who cares? If they think you're weird, well then they're whatever. Okay. So, so Melanie wanted me to say like what I did like to get to Diamond, and like specifically, and I just did the vital behaviors, and that sounds like crazy, but I did those like annoying messages that you send out like, hey, I'm doing a fitness group. I sent those out at first, but that saved me, because so let's say you're just starting or you're like, crap, I don't know what to do. Just send them, because when I was just starting, I did that, and I had people like 9 months later that like wrote to me. They didn't even respond to what I said, but they're like, oh, I saw your fitness journey and I wanted to join. I'm like, I wrote you 9 months ago. Like what? You didn't write me back 9 months ago. But you know what that did is they're following me. Now they're following me. So when you send out these messages, cool, maybe no one writes back, but now they're following you. Now they're like, okay, well, what is she up to? What's Farron up to now? Like, let me go see. Then they go and look, and they're like, oh, she's getting really fit. Like, she's helping other people get fit. Give them something, and when they don't write back to you, like, let that be your motivation. Like, cool. Well, now when they say no to you, or they're like, cool, I'm going to show up in 30 days. I'm going to show you like 5 more people's results. Or if you're not at your transformation yet, awesome, you didn't join me yet, but I'm going to show you that you would have wished you would have joined me. Like, keep showing up, and they will. Everybody comes back around. Like, they will come back around. I think the best thing that I did is I actually got Teamsy. I think like because my business started to get bigger and I had more people to follow up with, but definitely get a pen and a paper for follow-ups. The best thing I can say is follow-ups, because I've had people that I have messaged. I will message them every month. Like if they tell me their goals, well, they're getting a message from me every single month. And you can tell me that you want to lose 30 pounds and then you're like, no, I don't want to join. Like, it drives me crazy. Like, I don't understand. So then fine. Then every month, like, hey girl, like, I'm starting my next challenge group. And I always do it the first because I'm trying to get my Success Club points. So I'll be like, hey girl, I'm trying to, start my next challenge group. I'd love to have you. Yeah, they might not read it. They're like, God darn it, this girl won't leave me alone. But that's cool. Like, I'm still going to be here. And I had someone say, oh, you're really persistent. Like, I like that. I'm like, well, you told me you had this goal of losing 30 pounds. Like, I know what it feels like. So I'm not going to let you down. I told you as a coach, like, I would hold your hand through this. And that's what I'm doing. And then, so like, I just bring it down like to basic. And, but yeah, so that's what I did. And I just try to get people results. Like, mostly I just wanted to get people results, and still genuinely, like, sometimes I don't even look at my commissions, like, because I don't even go in there for that. Like, I go in like, oh, how's my team doing? How's everybody doing? And I go and I just want to help people, like, more than the commission, like, totally honest, is just hearing people say, like, Farron, like, thank you so much, like, for getting me results. Like, I feel great. Like, that feels awesome. Like, and I like the recognition. I like recognition more than I like money. So for me, that's why I like Diamond. I really wanted it. I will say that, like, if you really want Diamond, I got there, and I did, like, have to, one time I helped pay, like, I knew that my friend's husband who was signed up was going to go inactive, and I didn't want to lose Diamond. So I bought something. I needed it for a prize anyway, so I bought something under him, but I was invested. I'm invested in this company. I'm invested in myself, so I'm going to do it. And, and it's been like this amazing ride, because the more people you help, the more money you're making, the more your team grows. It's awesome. So first I want to say is, what this is like, never give up with this. And I know, like, that sounds silly. Like, yeah, never give up. We know. But coaches come and go. And that sometimes coaches make us like a bad name, because, if someone said, well, I already had a Beachbody coach, I already did this. Well, they gave up. Don't be the one that gives up. Like, their coaches give up all the time. They don't make the money they want. They give up. And that's how you know they weren't in it for the right reasons. Because coaches who, if you're drinking the Shakeology, like, yeah, you want to be a coach forever because, you're drinking it, you want the discount, you didn't just sign up for the money. Like, and when you give up, like, if you can give up on yourself that easily, then you aren't going to be a good coach to someone else anyway. So, like, do not give up and be the one. And I think that's seriously what has helped me, is that, like, I've had people switch to me. Like, I've had, like, a friend that I met, she switched, she canceled her coach account, waited 6 months. I helped train her, like, tell her about stuff, signed up in 6 months. Now she's an Emerald coach, like, but you have to keep showing up. You have to be the coach that never gives up. Like, show that you aren't going anywhere. And that's why when you stop posting on Facebook, and this is like such a killer to your business, is when you, like, even if it's a day, you go a whole day without posting, people are like, oh, where is she? They know. Like, we all would know if Melanie didn't work out today, because we're looking. We're like, crap, like, Melanie, I didn't see Melanie in a while. Like, when they don't see you, they're probably like, well, that coach gave up again. Like, do not give up. And then never, ever say this. I don't want to, like, never say, I've heard people say it, and don't ever say it again. If you're listening to this and you're on my team, don't ever say everyone is already a coach. Everyone's already doing Beachbody. Everyone's already a coach. Bullshit. No, they're not. No, not everyone. Everybody on your whole page is a coach. Everybody. No, they are not. Like, the only reason why you are seeing all these coaches and it's flooding is because, like, now you're a coach, and that's just Facebook and it's flooding it and all. And yeah, you might be talking to people, but did you ever think maybe you're just more comfortable talking to some of these people that are already coaches? Like, you don't even realize it. And they're like, oh, I'm already a coach. And you're like, great, I suck. That doesn't mean you suck. That means Beachbody's awesome. Like, Beachbody coaches rock. Beachbody coaches, they're the most humble people I have ever met. They know what it's like to, like, hate their body. They know, like, they get it. So, like, congratulate them. Like, you're awesome. I love Beachbody. Like, my team does this. You never know. They might say, my coach isn't joining. They might want to cancel and then end up joining with you, or they might refer someone to you. Like, do not give up. And it's like, I put this, and when people don't want to join and people say like, oh, there's already so many coaches out there, it'll never work for me. Like, well, like if you were really good at soccer, there's a lot of soccer players. Are you not going to go and play because there's so many soccer players out there? No, you're going to play because you love it. Do you love what you do? Do you love being a coach? Do you love making money? Do you love going on trips? Do you love helping people? Hell yes, you do. So like, do it. Just freaking do it. No excuses, because what is the number one thing that annoys the crap out of you about challengers? They're freaking excuses. Like, oh, I couldn't work out this weekend because, I was at my mom's house and, and I had to do this. And you're like, well, you have on demand. And they're like, well, I just, I didn't, what? Like, that is an excuse. Like, we don't like that about challengers. So don't have excuses yourself, and like you can have a reason. Like, I know I didn't get to Diamond because I didn't invite as many people as I should. But turn it into a positive. But I've learned from it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to change who I am because of it. Like, don't make an excuse. Like, oh, because, I went, I was at, like, the park and all this stuff. Oh, like, my mom got sick. Like, no. Like, no. And Melanie right now just posted, like, she's in Disney, and she got like, she did all these invites and did all this. Like, she turned that, like, look how amazing that is for her business. Like, she's inviting people, she's showing her coaches that she's showing up, she's showing her challengers that she's showing up, and then she's still having a great time with her family. And that's like another picture all in itself. That's another advertisement for coaching. So like, don't have excuses. Just freaking do it. Just do it. So then one thing, like for me is like, a lot of times I think like I stay up late, like, and that was one thing before Summit is, how I got to Diamond, and to Star Diamond, and how I kept pushing myself was that, like, I remember Melanie said, when we went to Summit, and she had this like big speech, and she was saying, about being a cheerleader and how she got there. And she was like, she remembered that she couldn't have given a fingernail more. And I thought about that because I was like, I'm going to give all my freaking fingernails. Like, I am doing this. And I stayed up till 2 a.m. sometimes. And I know, like, we don't preach that as coaches. We all put on there like, oh, I work from my kitchen table only 1 hour a day. But that's great. You can do that and still make money. But I didn't want to I'm like, I want to help more people. I want to do this. I had goals and I wanted to do them. So yeah, I would stay up sometimes till 2 a.m. And my husband's like, come on, you've got to come to bed. You've got to go to sleep. But like, I wanted to do it. Like, that was my goal. And I wanted to. Now, I don't do that as much now because I feel like I just needed, like, I was getting a blog going. I was getting all these things, but I had things I wanted to do and I needed to do them. And every night I always make sure everybody's written back to before I go to bed. So it's just one last thing. If I don't get to them right in the morning, that's fine because I have a daughter and like she comes first, but I did get to them by the night before, like that. Like, tomorrow's our anniversary. My husband and I, our 10-year anniversary, and I already have it planned that, like, okay, when we get back, like, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do Beachbody, and then we can hang out and we can snuggle. But like, this is like, I have to write people back. Like, that's how my business grows. I have to do this. And then something, I'm also an x-ray tech, and something that we always say, and this like always sticks out, and it's say, like, when we go to like do an x-ray of a patient, and this patient doesn't want that, like, they're like, I don't know if I want this done. And like a thing we say all the time is like, does the benefit outweigh the risk? And we're like, because, like this person, like, well, you might have cancer. So we have to, like, either the risk is that we don't do it or the benefit is that we find out what's wrong. And I think about that in Beachbody, like, like, yeah, it's going to be a risk. It's going to take work and it's going to be hard, but does the benefit outweigh that? Absolutely. Like, yes, this will be a payback. It will be awesome. You will be fulfilled and you'll be awesome. So what I want to end this with, thanks, Marcy. Hold on, I'm gonna look at questions. Isabella said she wants to apply to crazy money. So you can't go because you're boss. Send like, you know what though? You're still looking and still trying. But if your boss blocked off that week, then you can't leave. Yeah. So like, if you can't go to Summit, like, you should absolutely talk about it. You should, like, my team's at Summit, I couldn't be there because of this. Like, next year I'm going to be there and who's coming with me? Like, talk about it, get excited about it, like, learn from those trainings, like, ask your coach to, post stuff and like, and I'm sure if we have this open that we will, but yeah, so that's okay. But every other event, like, I literally have every single like in January, I had every single Super Saturday in my phone. Like, I'm going to all of these. Who's coming with me? You know, and because that's just what you do. Like, that's my business meeting. I have to go. This is what I do. You know, even like my husband, like we'll switch things around because this is my business. Like, this is what I do. Okay, so let's end this off. If you have any questions, type them. Karen, can you copy and paste some examples, invites for coaching and for your challenge groups? Yes. Kate, can I do it? Can I do it in here? Should I do it on the, I guess I'll do it on the, I don't know. I don't have any, like, I just type them. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Thanks. I would share. Okay, I'm going to share it in the Surge page. Okay. So yeah, I'll do that and tell you like what I say. I kind of keep it like really, you know, basic. But I will say, like, I really do start off like I have sold like a challenge pack from telling a girl she was carrying a baby in a shirt. And I said, oh my gosh, like, where did you get that shirt from? And she said, well, like, it's not even for the baby. Like, I just wrapped her in. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. That's so awesome. And then we started talking about it. And then I let it sit for a day. You know, it wasn't like, do you want to join me? Let it sit for a day. Went back. I liked some of her stuff because I want to be interested in her. And then I wrote back and said, hey, you know, like, this is kind of random, but, and I always say, like, kind of random, kind of not, but I'm hosting a fitness accountability group, and I thought of you because you're a fellow mom, and my group is filled with moms. Like, I think you would love it. You get a ton of support. Is this something you'd be interested in? And then she ended up writing back, and then she became a coach, and then she became a coach later. But, you know, like, I just be genuine. Like, if there's anything, there is no secret sauce. And I know, like, sometimes I see people and they're like, oh my gosh, I invited 150 people like today. And I'm like, holy crap. Cause I've never done that. Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't even know, like, 150 people. Like, I don't even know, like, are you talking to 150 people? You know, like, I don't know. Like, if that works for you, that's freaking great. But like me personally, like, now it's just starting at like, you know, like, we talk a little bit, or I like them. But you might have somebody who says something and you do like something that sparks you, like, hey, you want to join my group? Like, that's fine. And one thing that I haven't done and I wish I would do is, do you ever see people and they post, they'll say, like, talking about losing weight, and like, for some reason in your head you're like, well, I'm not going to invite them. Like, yeah, I don't want to be like crazy, like, oh, I saw your post. But like, yes, like, why not? Maybe they're watching you and they don't know that you do what you do. A lot of people they don't know what we do. They just think that, like, we like posting our workouts. I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, they don't even know we make money from it, because like they'll be like, oh, I just went and bought it. And I'm like, because they don't know what we do. So like, that's why you have to invite. You like literally have to, because they don't know anything else. So, okay. So here's how I'm going to end this. And I think this is really where where my business started, when I started to do stuff that scared me. And so here, what I want you to do is, I want you today, within 24 hours, I want you to do something that scares you. And that is like, maybe, and we're going to post it in the Surge, and I'll make a little thing, you know, but post it in there, but do something that scares you, because these little things that scare you will build your business and make you stronger. So I'm talking, like, it could be, okay, maybe you've been wanting to invite your boss or your coworker, you know, and you've never done it. Like, if that scares you, go freaking do it. And then, like, have comfort in knowing that you have this team. We have like over 300 people in the Surge, that if you get like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm freaking out, you have a bunch of supportive people here for you. We will all get on a Zoom call for you to talk you through this. But like, go do something that scares you. Maybe you saw an It Works person post something, you know, and you're like, you know, I think that she'd be better as a Beachbody coach. Go freaking tell her. Does that scare you? Do it. Maybe your story, something, a part of your story that you haven't told yet. You know, like, I'm really scared to talk about my mom. Well, one, I don't want my mom to like see so much, but like, I'm scared to talk about like how our like upbringing and eating sometimes wasn't as great. You know, like, that's something that scares me. Like, so I should do it because people will relate. So today I want you to do something that scares you to push your business forward and then grow from it. Like, maybe your boss or whoever you invite says, no, I don't really want to. But guess what? They're watching you now. They know where to come to when they want to lose weight. Or you do message that It Works person. Okay, you message them. And they're like, oh, no, I'm already doing this. Cool. Well, when that It Works reps stop working for everybody, guess where they're coming? They're going to come to you, because you had the balls to go invite them. You had the balls to like suck it up and do something for someone else, to invite them. So go do it. So today I just want you, it can be something small, because for like, seriously, for everybody is something something scares us for something different. And then we'll all post it underneath this post and then like share it. Like, what did you do that scared you and how did you grow from it? Like, did it, you know, like, did it work out? Did it not? Like, who cares? And maybe things, you know, maybe me telling you that I'm scared to talk about my mom and you guys are probably, well, that's easy. Like, just, you know, do it. So like, let's do it together. Let's support each other. And if, and Tabitha was in this group, and she's a perfect example why I love coaches and the support group. And I don't know if it was in here. She posted something. Yeah, it might have been here. And like, she posted something about Shakeology, and she said that scared her. It scared her to post this big long post about Shakeology, to go like really deep about it. And she did. And some turd was not nice to her and like wrote this mean thing. And she wrote in here like, guys, like this happened. Well, like, I don't know how many people went in there and were like, you know, like, you go girl, and like, and stood up for that. Like, that's awesome. So like, because we have this, let's embrace this. Like, let's really like, I don't know, it's awesome. It's so awesome that we have, like, what other company can you work for that on a random Thursday we're like 300 people, like, and we're in this group and we come in here to talk about how we can help each other. Like, we should absolutely be capitalizing on this and pushing each other forward, because we can do this. So anyway, guys, I like sweat when I talk. I get all nervous. So I hope I didn't talk too much. But if you guys have any questions or anything, like, you can always like message me. I send a lot of voice memos back, so if that helps. But thanks, Kate. You're the best. So okay, well, I'm gonna turn it off, and then I'm gonna record it or upload it. You do too, Marcy. I know, like, someone help me. Marcy, I literally looked at you the whole time, like, because Marcy's a nodder. Like, I feel like you have to find your nodder in the group, like someone who's like, because you're like, yes, okay, I made a point. Like, so, all right, guys, you guys are awesome. So I'm going to upload it. I hope that like really freaking helped, because, you know, Melanie said, like, tell them how you got to Diamond. And it really was just, I just did everything she said. And it wasn't anything extra, to be honest. Like, I didn't send 150 invites in a day. It was just like inviting and posting on my page, and then follow-ups. The follow-ups, I think, are how I kept getting high Success Club points. Like, the highest I had, like 2 months ago, I had 30 Success Club points. Like, that was like the most, like, I couldn't believe, you know, but when I think it's because of all like follow-ups from people. And I will tell you guys, because I don't usually talk about this a lot, but the worst thing you can do is, you know, and I know you have to do this, but you get Success Club and then you like let your foot off. You're like, well, like, I hit it because you're excited. You got a Success Club. Yay. Now you can let some pressure off and you start doing other things, and that's great. But I remember, like, I hit Success Club 10, like, after like the 3rd month of being a coach, and I hit it every month until I went to Summit. And I got to Summit, and I was at 6, but I was like, well, you know, I'm fine. I had Summit coming, you know, like, it was big travels, my big trip. So I was like, well, I'm fine. I'm cool. So Summit was like the 28th of July. So like the end of the month, and we're sitting there in the, you know, in the stands or whatever. And all of a sudden they announced Success Club 10, and they announced Success Club 10, like, All-Star Legends. And they are walking across the stage, and I could have died. I was like, oh my gosh, I just missed it. Like, I was getting ready to send out invites right then. Like, holy crap, somebody buy some challenge packs, because I just blew it. I just worked hard for like all these months till July, and now I've hit it every month since. Like, what the freaking heck? Like, I mean, whatever. It was just like, that was like the worst time in my coaching career, that I was like, I blew it, and it was my fault. You know, like, coaches quit, that happens, and that really does suck. That's like a punch in the gut when coaches quit. But like, when it's your fault, when I was like, I didn't push, like, I didn't even do anything, I didn't even invite anybody, like, I'm not going to get to walk across that stage, and it's going to be all my fault. Like, so that really like sucked. But so that's why I say, like, you know, just, you know, keep going, and as long as you keep inviting, and, you know, and as long as you keep posting on your page, people don't know that if you, let's say maybe you invited 10 one day and the next day you only invited 2, people don't know that. People will know, though, if you're not posting on your page. So, like, definitely post on your page, and just have passion, because passion breeds passion. And when you get really excited and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I love this, and you want to talk about it and everything else, like, people love that. They don't like depressing people. They don't like people that just hold up their shake bottles. Like, I mean, if you hold up your shake, like, talk about it. Like, what is your story behind the shake? Don't just say, got my shake in today. Like, again, nobody gives a shit. Like, they don't care that you got in your shake that day. Like, because people don't know, like, it's filled with nutrients. Like, you're just an ad. If you're like Vitamin Vegemin, like, really, nobody cares. Move on. So that's an I Love Lucy. So if anybody likes I Love Lucy, like, Marcy with a nod. Cool. All right, guys. Well, if you have any questions, I'd love to help you. I'm going to start being in this group more because you guys rock. So I'm going to upload it right now, and I'll see you guys later.